I am a runner, and today I'm going to be reacting to I ran 27 miles in sandals with the world's top runners. Now, I saw this pop up the other day. It's actually with the National Geographic channel, but it's Eva Zu Beck, if you know who that is. Personally, I've actually never seen her before, but then I looked on her channel after seeing this, and there were some really epic videos on there, so let me know if you want me to watch any more of that. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the video.
Legend has it that the Raramuri are the best endurance runners in the world. And their super skill? Covering ultramarathon distances in some of the roughest terrain on Earth in sandals.
In sandals? Yo, I tried just an ultramarathon distance just for fun for a video. It was like 30 miles, and I cannot imagine doing that in sandals on rough terrain. It was hard enough in perfect sneakers on just normal roads, so I don't know how this is gonna be a thing.
I'm Eva Zu Beck, and I'm an adventure filmmaker and YouTuber.
She just has
My mission is to show you the powerful potential hardwired into the human DNA and help you unleash it for a healthier, happier, and wilder life. This is Super Skilled.
So I've never seen Super Skilled before. I don't know if that's a National Geographic series or like an Eva Zu Beck series, but I don't know. I'm excited.
This is the last time that we see a comfortable bed, a constant supply of electricity, and running water for the next 6 days. Best job in the world.
Goals.
This is the Copper Canyon. I've been wanting to come out here for years. I first read about it in a book called Born to Run, which is like every runner's Bible.
Banger book,
And
absolute banger.
I can't believe I'm finally here. It's just so amazing.
It's a vast, scarcely inhabited stretch of wilderness that at first sight seems intent on pushing out anyone who might be foolish enough to venture inside. We're on one of the only paved paths through the canyon, a rundown road that winds its way between massive boulders and rock falls.
I can't believe places like this exist.
Oh, I hate seeing things like this because it just makes me want to go visit them and go try things. And I know I'm not cut out for it.
It turned out that they were all Raramuri locals coming back home from a grocery run to town.
Grocery run?
Hitchhiking is a common way to get around here, but cars can be few and far between. So, of course, we offered to pick them up.
This is so different from, I think, how most of us live, right? I mean, these guys were waiting here by the side of the road for about an hour before we picked them up. And they're just hitching a ride back home. Seems so simple.
That's so crazy to think about how no one I feel like in the city, you're just hustle and bustle. You gotta be here. Taking an hour for groceries is like a long time. It must be so nice. Well, I say nice, it also must take a long time. And if it's bad weather out, it must suck. But to just kind of be able to live life and relax a little bit on these kinds of shores and stuff like that, must be nice.
For this couple, the real journey home was only just beginning.
¿Cuánto tiempo para tu casa? ¿Cuánto tiempo? ¿Cómo?
3 hours?
3 horas.
Nah.
So it's going to take them another 3 hours to get home.
That's a whole day for groceries?
50.
50 kilometers?
He's carrying 50 kilograms.
Oh, 50 kilograms. Oh my god. Oh, that still sucks. I thought he meant 50K.
Wow. Mucho fuerte.
I wonder how much they get that from, I'm sure they don't get that many visitors, but whenever they do, I'm sure they get a lot of, oh my god, you're so strong.
Pulled off to the side of the road for what I thought would be a quick pit stop, but there wasn't a gas station or store in sight.
We're actually getting off here. This is it.
Stop.
Oh my
I know.
god. That is insane though. You get off for a quick stop on the side of the road with nothing around, and then you realize that's your final destination.
We literally just stopped by the side of the road. I have no idea where
Literally
we
in
are.
the middle
We're in the middle
of
of
nowhere.
this ginormous canyon, and this is where we're getting off. Going where? Where do you go from here? Where do we go from here?
See that top? Okay, right over the top of that, and then kind of over the top of another thing, and maybe kind of over the top of another thing, and then we'll get there.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Walking?
I hope we'll make it before dark, or the rain. It's being some crazy storms.
Oh my god, it sounds like they're walking.
To reach the village before nightfall, we would have to cover 2 miles and climb the equivalent of 200 stories within 2 hours. So we really had to hustle. But Lorena took it to
Bro,
a whole new
it's
level.
hard enough to just climb the stairs to my apartment building.
How are we supposed to
Ain't
keep
no
up with
way.
her? She's already all the way down. Lorena! Wait for us.
She out.
The Raramuri are the indigenous people of this region, but as their lands became occupied by the Spanish conquistadores starting in the 16th century, they retreated deeper and deeper into the most inaccessible parts of the canyon.
Oh, wow.
They've remained there in isolation and were never conquered by any intruders.
That's so cool, but also
I've
kind
looked
of
up
sad.
to the Raramuri since I started running years ago, so being welcomed by them felt like a true honor. And what's even better is that they've agreed to let me go on a run with them. And in true
That's
Raramuri
so
style,
cool. Oh,
that means an ultra marathon.
I can't even think about doing this kind of thing.
On our way to the village, we ran into Patrocinio. He's a champion endurance runner and our host.
Hasta su casa, bienvenido a casa.
Okay, absolutely zero disrespect, but when I think of really long endurance runners, this guy is not what I think of. So, my God, it's just so crazy how people adapt to different ways, and I'm very interested to see how these people run so far and so much in such crazy terrain.
Anyway, he was off to run some errands in the canyon, but assured us that his house was just around the corner.
Just around the corner? Okay, that could mean literally over a whole mountain in
I
this
would rate this
context.
hike as very difficult. But to these guys, this is just their front yard.
Patrocinio's wife, Aurelia, had freshly baked tortillas and creamy nopales waiting for us on the open fire. Although we had just met, she made us feel like we were old friends coming back home.
How does this kind of thing
As
even
for
get
me,
organized?
I was ready to get some
Like, they're
rest
just like,
for
oh,
one of
this
the
person's coming
biggest
to stay with you
adventures
for a
of
little
my
bit?
life.
And then they're like,
Running
cool,
an
I'll
ultra
make us some
marathon
tortillas.
alongside some of the world's best endurance runners.
Go on.
Cultures all across the American continent have used it as a nutrient-dense superfuel. Think high-end, single-ingredient organic protein shake. For the Raramuri, it's their staple running food, and Delia and Aurelia thought it would be a good idea if I learned how to make it.
Okay, so does this apply to the extra movie butter popcorn that I get? Or like, is that not the same thing? I'd like to think popcorn is popcorn, you know?
It seems like they're constantly working out, and I haven't even done any actual running yet.
¿Es bien? ¿No bien?
Sí, está bien, nomás que más fino.
Más fino? Okay, all right, boss.
Oh,
So
that's
I
nice
kept
burn.
grinding.
What that really means is
Yeah?
it's not
I
good
love
enough.
Que más fino.
Más
Fine,
fino?
hurry up. It's still not there.
And grinding.
Look, I'm getting there. Más fino?
Más fino.
Until finally,
¿Listo? Yes!
Hey.
High five. ¿Cuántos vasos de pinole es?
Ah, creo que un.
Solo uno? All that work for one single cup of pinole.
We haven't even ran yet. I'm doing a whole workout just for one little cup of popcorn? Nah.
fueling secret? Check. Onto the gear.
Patrocinio has very
Oh, you gotta
kindly
be kidding
agreed to
me, bro.
make me a pair of the Raramuri style running sandals,
There's
which is so exciting.
absolutely
So let's
no
go and
way.
See how he does it.
Patrocinio is a man of many talents. He has traveled to the US for races, he's a violin maker, and one of the most sought-after cobblers in the area.
So he's him, basically.
¿Por non usan la gente los zapatos para correr como Adidas o Nike?
Nosotros pensábamos que era más mejor para correr el zapato de tenis, ¿no? Pero no, nada. Es que nosotros no estamos acostumbrados, porque nosotros tenemos muy ancha pie, entonces por eso como tenis están muy apretados y entonces no tiene lugar como nosotros. Cuando brinca abre, ¿no?
Oh my
Ajá, entonces zapatos tenis.
So they're running and their feet are like absolute flippers, just spread now. They can't just get like the extra wide type shoe type vibe. I don't even know. At least there's like a good reason, and they're not just being like, we just don't need that, it's like bad for you, because then I would start to question myself if I should be using these running shoes. So that's good to know.
Overly bouncy or tight shoes can interfere with our natural running gait by pampering us too much.
Oh,
Over
no.
time, Our
they're
foot
doing
muscles
it.
and tendons atrophy and weaken, making them less able to absorb the impact stress of running.
They're doing what I
A recipe for injury. Running in minimalist footwear allows the feet to flex and spread to distribute the pressure when hitting the ground, therefore making the foot stronger.
That's crazy. I would get injured so quick if I tried to run in those sandals.
Cuando yo tenía 7 años, de 8 años, la verdad aquí por todo lado del pueblo indígena hicieron mucho carrera. Yo aprendí, sí corrí, pero la verdad yo no fui tan buen corredor.
He says he's not a great runner, but you should take that with a grain of salt.
Pero me ocupaban la gente para ayudarle, me pedían apoyo. Bueno, ¿sabes qué, patrocinio? Échame la mano para...
You know how there's the curve where like the more you know you don't know, and then like the knowledge, it's knowledge versus perceived knowledge. I already know this dude is gonna be like, yeah, I'm not that great of a runner or whatever, and then he's gonna be like all the way over here in terms of skill. Yeah, okay, buddy, not so great, we'll see about that.
That's a good snug fit. Okay. Sí, es cómodo. Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, this actually looks sick.
Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, sí.
I can't imagine running in them,
Lindo.
but they look
How
very
is it?
cool.
How do I look?
Style grade
Fit check.
A.
So I'm not really sure what to expect of this training session. I mean, first of all, I'm going to be running in sandals, which is pretty new. And second of all, Patrocinio's got a stick and a hoop in his hand, and he said that that's what we're going to be training with, which I don't really know what to do with that.
Okay, what on earth is about to happen with this stick and hoop? Will she be jumping through it like a billy goat? Will they be playing fetch with the hoop down the mountain? Your guess is as good as mine.
Vas a agarrar y lo vas a tirar así.
Okay.
Patrocinio wanted to teach me how to play the traditional Raramuri game of Ariwete.
Oh, it's like fetch. Was I right?
The rules are simple. There's a hoop and a stick. You pick up the hoop with the stick, throw it as far as you can down the trail, chase after it, and repeat.
Oh,
Am I
it feels
genius
really
or what?
dangerous.
I was completely... There's no
Ariwete
way.
is specifically a women's game, and the races can go on for hours, with girls and women of all ages competing. The first team to run a predetermined distance wins.
Oh
I
my
lost the hoop.
god, it's literally
Oh no,
like
where is
fetch.
Clearly, I needed some more practice.
Basically, the girls play this game in teams. Whew. So you can imagine that it gets really competitive, and when you're out on a trail like this, I mean, it's like a whole body workout.
That actually sounds kind of fun though.
Whew.
I'm sure I would lose that after
been
one
playing
throw,
this game for like
but
5
it sounds
minutes.
very fun.
I'm already exhausted. It's like I've been running for 2 hours.
Te rinde para la tierra para correr.
Eso.
Eso. Muy bien.
You know, running in sandals is so different from running in like normal running shoes, because with sandals you have like zero support, zero cushioning. So you become like hyper conscious of how you're placing your feet, super minimalist, pure, raw running. That's kind of how it feels.
I'm kind of imagining doing this like at the beach or something, and I can barely even walk normally at the beach with sandals on. How on earth do people do this up a freaking mountain?
Patrocinio has been organizing local races for years, so he was clearly the best person to help me reach my goal. But even with his family along for support, I just wasn't sure if anyone would actually sign up, because there wasn't really much in it for them, except the joy of running with this crazy foreigner. So yeah, not sure how this is going to go.
I'm gonna predict 5 people join her, and all of them leave her in the dust. Unless they're too kind to leave her in the dust, in which case it'll be a squad. It'll be an absolute squad.
But soon, it seemed like the tide started turning.
Come on, just a few.
See?
Just 5. See? See?
So, es ocho?
Sí, 8.
Yes.
8. Okay.
Got our 8 person.
That's pretty good.
8 feels
Did
like
they
a good
approach
number,
8 or
enough
15
to feel like a
total? And they
real
got 8.
team
It's not
with
bad
women
at all,
of different
right?
ages from the community, but not so many that were tripping over each other.
But also feeling a little bit anxious about tomorrow, because it's going to be a really big day of running out here in the canyon. So yeah, a few hours of sleep and...
I'm a little bit confused. Is it like they always need to have like a whole team like this, or are they just doing it just because Eva's there and they're like making a whole event out of it? Probably the latter, right? All right, strap up the
Okay.
old boots. Here
Big
we
goal for
go.
today is to run an ultra marathon in the canyon. And an ultra marathon is anything longer than 26 miles. And in this canyon, that's actually quite a lot because you're going up and down the
Elevations,
mountain.
yeah. Oh my God, I can't
So
even
it's gonna
imagine.
be a tough one for sure. Okay, ready to go. Let's do this thing. Oh,
One.
it's time to go.
Let's go, Eva.
There they are. I think they're waiting for me. We there.
Miraculously, everybody had turned up.
Wow.
Over the next few
squad.
hours, I'll be running alongside these women on their home
With all
turf
those
in
clothes?
excruciating heat with an
I got roasted enough just for wearing a little hoodie for my, like, bear in mind, it's like the barest, thinnest hoodie ever for my marathon. I cannot imagine wearing all of this stuff in excruciating heat in a canyon. What?
Atmosphere, so I'm just excited to be here. And oh, we're going. Okay. I did not see that coming.
Yep, and just like
Oh
that,
my
they're
God.
off.
Is this
And
cameraman
I'm
gonna
already
have to do
behind.
it too? Respect.
It
Oh,
takes
she's
me some
gone.
time to settle into my pace, but in just a few minutes, I've caught up.
I'm out here wearing all of my technical running gear. Meanwhile, these girls are just out here in full length skirts,
That's so
jelly shoes,
crazy.
sandals. Just, out for a little cruise.
Humans are so sick, man. That's so cool.
Sometimes you hear people describe runners as like light-footed, and I never really know what that meant until I came out here. These girls are the definition of light-footedness.
So it
Dude,
makes
yeah, 'cause
sense
they're
that the
stepping
word
on rocks all
Raramuri
day. My
actually
God.
translates to light-footed, or those who run well.
Meanwhile, I'm here trying not to twist an ankle every time I step on a rock. Oh my God, why did I ever think that running an ultramarathon would be a good idea? Especially out here in this weather. Oh man, I think I'm probably
You
getting
can do it, Eva.
dehydrated really fast because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so hot out here.
Oh,
I'm sweating
God.
profusely.
Quitting was in the back of my mind, I'll admit. But the incredible endurance demonstrated by these women encouraged me to push forward. And the views definitely helped.
Take a look at this.
Wow. That's so cool.
That is just otherworldly.
And it looks like the cameraman didn't have to come, so that's nice for him.
One of the things that I find so inspiring about the Raramuri is the fact that they just have this incredibly active lifestyle. Ultimately, maybe there's no big hack or secrets to being an amazing endurance athlete. Maybe they are incredible endurance athletes and ultra runners because of their lifestyle.
That really makes you think about, well, it makes me think about, I don't want to come at you guys, but it makes me think about just like how much my lifestyle impacts how much I'm able to run. I know that was very blatantly obvious in my last marathon, but like just every day having to do this level of physical activity, I can't even imagine it. And to them, it probably doesn't even feel like that much, which is even more insane. Man, I'm so fat.
Vamos, vamos! Hey! Woo-hoo!
Hey!
Oh my God. We're done.
27 miles in a canyon in sandals.
High five. High five, Angelita. High
Oh
five.
my God.
Wow.
Her doing that with the first time running in those sandals and stuff is crazy impressive. I don't really know much about Eva Zu Beck, but she has to be like has to have a crazy level of fitness to be able to do this, right? There's no way she just like went out there and just raw dogged it.
By the time we finished, I was exhausted. But it was the first time I'd run that far in sandals and without using any of my usual nutrition packs. So that pinole must have helped, I guess.
That was
Wow.
hard.
Gotta get my hands on some of that, man.
That was hard. I think I'm gonna sleep for 2 days. At first, a very cold shower. Whew. The good news is, this is what we managed to achieve today. 27 miles and 3,500 feet of elevation gain, which I think
Insane.
is
So
quite a bit.
insane.
That's quite a serious distance.
So crazy.
I gotta say, it was tough. And I have such deep respect for the Raramuri way of life. They're such amazing athletes. They have to be living out here.
But they're not the only people doing incredible things in their everyday lives. And I can't wait to see who I meet next in this journey. After I collapse, that is.
All right, I'm gonna go in the bathhouse
Nap time.
and take a little impromptu shower.
Yeah, or that. That was awesome, and I can't believe she actually managed to do that 27 miles in Kenya. I'd love to see how long it took her and like just some stuff about like the actual, I know she said it was like 3,000 feet of elevation. Some more of the breakdown of that would be awesome, but yeah, that's insane. And I guess looking at this recommended stuff, she just does this with like different other types of people and stuff like that. So that's so cool. I might have to start watching some Eva Zu Beck videos, honestly. Anyway, that's another banger, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what else you want me to see, and I'll see you next time. Peace.